0846 Zulu. Wind 1905, a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 28. Dew point 19er. QNH 1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905, a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 28. Dew point 19er. QNH 1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905, a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 28. Dew point 19er. QNH 1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905, a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 28. Dew point 19er. QNH 1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905, a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 28. Dew point 19er. QNH 1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905, a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 28. Dew point 19er. QNH 1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905, a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 28. Dew point 19er. QNH 1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905, a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 28. Dew point 19er. QNH 1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905, a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 28. Dew point 19er. QNH 1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905, a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 28. 2.19er. QNH1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905 a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 2.19er. QNH1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905 a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 2.19er. QNH1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905 a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 2.19er. QNH1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905 a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 2.19er. QNH1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. Bayou Airport information Alpha. 0846 Zulu. Wind 1905 a tree. Visibility 10 miles or more. Scattered at 3,300. Ceiling 5,000 broken. Temperature 2.19er. QNH1006. Landing runway 20 left. Departing runway 20 right. Transition level 108. Advise on initial contact. You have information Alpha. China Southern 6302 Heavy. Alpha to Taxian.
China Southern 6302 Heavy. Bayonne delivery. Expect runway 20 right. Bravo 1 departure. Squawk 3041.
Bravo 1 departure. Squawk 3041. China Southern 6302 Heavy.
China Southern 6302 Heavy. Read back correct. Contact ground 121.75 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Will contact ground 121.75 when ready for pushback or engine start. China Southern 6302 Heavy. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Incheon 358. Ready for airways to Incheon Airport.
Incheon 358. Bayonne delivery. Expect runway 20 right. Bobman Niner departure. Squawk 3430.
Bovman 9 departure. Squawk 3430. Incheon 358.
Incheon 358. Read back correct. Contact ground 121.75 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.75 when ready. Incheon 358.
Luan 2592. At ramp 330. Request pushback and engine start. Luang 2592, Bayonne ground, pushback approved. Face northwest. Pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest, Luang 2592. China Southern 3183, ramp 305, request pushback. China Southern 3183, Bayonne ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast. Pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast, China Southern 3183. China Southern 5302, ramp 312 taxi via Yankee 15, Alpha 10, Tango 1, Bravo, Tango 4, Charlie 1, Lima 18.
Ramp 312 via Yankee 15, Alpha 10, Tango 1, Bravo, Tango 4, Charlie 1, Lima 18, China Southern 5302.
China Southern 6302 Heavy, ready to taxi to the active. China Southern 6302 Heavy, runway 20 right taxi via Lima 10, Charlie, Tango 4, Alpha, Alpha 1. Runway 20 right via Lima 10, Charlie, Tango 4, Alpha, Alpha 1, China Southern 6302 Heavy. China Southern 3507, gate 161, request pushback and engine start. China Southern 3507, Bayonne ground, pushback approved. Face east. Pushback and engine start approved. Face east, China Southern 3507. China Eastern 5260, at gate 119er, request pushback. China Eastern 5260, Bayonne ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast. Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast, China Eastern 5260. China Southern 3538 Heavy, gate 149er taxi via Yankee 15, Alpha 10, Tango 1, Bravo, Lima 11, Charlie.
Over to gate 149er taxi via Yankee 15, Alpha 10, Tango 1, Bravo, Lima 11, Charlie, China Southern 3538 Heavy.
Luang 2592, request taxi to the active. Luang 2592, runway 20 right taxi via Charlie, Tango 4, Alpha, Alpha 1. Runway 20 right via Charlie, Tango 4, Alpha, Alpha 1, Luang 2592. China Southern 3183, request taxi to the active. China Southern 3183, runway 20 right taxi via Lima 4, Charlie, Tango 4, Alpha, Alpha 1. Runway 20 right via Lima 4, Charlie, Tango 4, Alpha, Alpha 1, China Southern 3183. Shenzhen Air 8237, at gate 228, request pushback and engine start. Shenzhen Air 8237, Bayonne ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face west. Pushback and engine start approved. Face west, Shenzhen Air 8237. China Southern 3507, request taxi. China Southern 3507, runway 20 right taxi via Lima 15, Charlie, Tango 4, Alpha, Alpha 1. Runway 20 right via Lima 15, Charlie, Tango 4, Alpha, Alpha 1, China Southern 3507. China Eastern 5260, request taxi. China Southern 6302 Heavy, contact Bayonne Tower 118.1. Contact Tower 118.1, China Southern 6302 Heavy. China Eastern 2476, ramp 9er Yankee taxi via Yankee 15, Alpha 10,
Okay, let's
Tango
get
1,
going.
Bravo, Lima 10, Charlie.
Ramp 9er Yankee taxi via Yankee 15, Alpha 10, Tango 1, Bravo, Lima 10, Charlie, China Eastern 2476.
China Southern 3507, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back. Hold position for traffic. China Southern 3507.
Start APU.
China Southern 3507, continue taxi. Continue taxi, China Southern 3507. China Eastern 5260, runway 20 right taxi via Lima 7, Alpha 1. Runway 20 right via Lima 7, Alpha 1, China Eastern 5260. Shenzhen Air 8237, request taxi to be active. Shenzhen Air 8237, runway 20 right taxi via Juliet 9er, Delta, Juliet 22, Delta 4, Tango 4, Alpha 1. Runway 20 right via Juliet 9er, Delta, Juliet 22, Delta 4, Tango 4, Alpha 1, Shenzhen Air 8237. China Southern 3507, hold position for company traffic.
And this Chinese airport is so busy. ATC never stops
Hold
talking.
position for traffic. China Southern 3507. Luang 2592, hold position for traffic. Hold position.
Okay,
Luang
APU
2592.
started. Then beacon
China
light
Southern
on.
3507, continue taxi.
Start the stopwatch.
Continue taxi. China Southern 3507.
Get the pushback truck.
China Southern 3334, gate 270 taxi via Yankee 15, Alpha 10, Tango 1, Echo, Juliet 18.
Disconnect the ground power unit.
Gate 270 taxi via Yankee 15, Alpha 10, Tango 1, Echo, Juliet 18, China Southern 3334. Luang 2592, continue taxi. Continue taxi, Luang 2592. Air China 1340 Heavy, at ramp 308, request pushback and engine start.
Bayonne ground, Asiana 358 at gate 171, request push and start.
Alpha 10, Tango 1, Echo, Juliet 10, Juliet 10. Alright, taxi to gate 227 by Yankee 15, Alpha 10, Tango 1, Echo, Juliet 10, Juliet 10, Shenzhen 8514. China Southern 3507, contact Bayonne Tower 118.1. Contact Tower 118.1, China Southern 3507. Air China 1340 Heavy, Bayonne ground, pushback approved. Face north. Pushback and engine start approved. Face north. Air China 1340 Heavy. Asiana 358, Bayonne ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face north.
Push approved, face north, Asiana 358.
Luang 2592, contact Bayonne Tower 118.1. Contact Tower 118.1, Luang 2592.
Vietnam Airlines 507, Adam 11 Yank, with pushback and engine start.
China Eastern 5260, hold position for traffic. Hold position for traffic. China
Okay,
Eastern
let's start engine 2.
China Eastern 5260, continue taxi. Continue taxi, China Eastern 5260. Dynasty 521 Heavy, Gate 150, taxi via Yankee 15, Alpha 10, Tango 1, Bravo, Lima 11, Charlie, Lima 12.
Over to gate 150, taxi via Yankee 15, Alpha 10, Tango 1, Bravo, Lima 11, Charlie, Lima 12.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our Airbus A320.
We can listen
Please
to
pay
the
attention to illuminated
flight
signs
attendants
and
doing
crew
the
instructions
safety
following
briefing.
safety
Hold position
procedures.
for traffic.
The safety
I'll
card
call you
found
back.
in your seat pocket contains important information about
Hold
exit
position for
routes,
traffic.
oxygen
China
masks,
Southern 3183.
life jackets,
Okay,
and
I
the
think
brace
that will
position,
do for the
which you
pushback.
must adopt if
China
you
Southern
hear
3183.
brace.
Disconnect.
Continue
Brace.
taxi.
There are 8 emergency exits on this.
Continue taxi. China
Crew
Southern
are now pointing
3183.
out the exits nearest to you.
Okay, engine
be aware that
2
your
start
nearest
complete.
usable
Right,
exit
start
may
the
be
engine
behind
1.
you.
Hold position for traffic.
Emergency lighting
I'll call
will
you
guide
back.
you to an exit. In an emergency, leave
Hold
all
position for
baggage on
traffic.
board.
China
Your
Eastern
seatbelt is
5260.
fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened
China Eastern
whenever the seatbelt
5260.
signs are on,
Continue taxi.
and we
Massive
recommend that you
airport.
keep it fastened at
Continue
all
taxi.
times.
China Eastern
If the air supply
5260.
fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask
China Southern
towards you to start
3183.
the oxygen.
Contact Dial Tower
Put the mask over
118.1.
your nose
Have a
and
good
mouth
afternoon.
and breathe normally. Hold the mask in place
Contact Tower
with the strap.
118.1.
Pull on
China
each
Southern
side to adjust.
3183.
Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water,
China
take
Eastern
a life jacket
5260.
from under your
Contact
seat.
Dial Tower
Remove
118.1.
from the
Have a
pouch
good
and put
afternoon.
it over your head. Pass the tapes around your
Contact
waist
Tower
and click together.
118.1. China
Pull the
Eastern
strap to adjust.
5260.
Do not inflate the life jacket inside the aircraft.
China Southern
When outside,
5175.
inflate it by
8256
pulling the
taxi
toggle.
via Yankee 15. Alpha 10.
Fails to
Tango
inflate
1.
or needs
Echo.
topping
Juliet
up.
18.
Blow into
Juliet
this
15.
tube. There is a light and
Okay,
whistle
engine 1
attracting
started,
attention.
so turn the engine
life
light to
jackets
normal.
for children. Your tray
Turn off
table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds
Master
open,
switch
and
off.
seatbelt fastened. Further information regarding your
And we
safety
can
on
set
board
the
can be found in the in-flight magazine.
max auto brake, arm the grind spoilers, flip to the 1F.
Pushback approach, Phase East, Vietnam Airlines 507.
Rudder trims reset. A transponder zone.
340 Heavy. Taxi for departure.
What? Trim setting needs to be
China
29.7.
1340 Heavy. Runway 20 right taxi via Lima 4. Charlie. Tango
that
4.
will do.
Alpha. Alpha 1.
So we're ready to taxi.
Runway 20 right via Lima 4. Charlie. Tango 4. Alpha. Alpha 1. Air China 1340 Heavy.
Bay on ground, Asiana 358, request taxi.
Hainan 7293. At runway
Turn the
304.
taxi light on.
Pushback. China Eastern 5737. Runway 8 Yankee taxi via Yankee 15.
And
Alpha 10. Tango 1. Bravo.
check
Lima
the
10. Charlie.
check the controls.
Over to runway 8 Yankee taxi via Yankee 15.
Full free and
Alpha 10.
correct.
Tango 1. Bravo. Lima 10. Charlie. China Eastern 5737. Shenzhen Air 8237. Contact Dial Tower 118.1. Over to Tower 118.1.
And you gotta wait for ages before she actually responds to me.
Asiana 358. Runway 20 right taxi via Juliet 21. Lima 16. Charlie 4. Tango 4. Alpha. Alpha 1.
Runway 20 right, taxi via Juliet 21, Lima 16, Charlie 4, Tango 4, Alpha Alpha 1, Asiana 358. Okay,
Hainan 7293. Biome ground. Pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast. Pushback approved. Face northeast. Hainan
Lima
7293.
Lima 16, Charlie 4, so we turn left. And
Vietnam
first
Airlines
one,
507.
and
Taxi for departure.
Tango 4. Okay. Confusing.
Vietnam Airlines 507. Runway 20 right
let's
taxi
try.
via Lima 10. Charlie. Tango 4. Alpha. Alpha 1.
Runway 20 diving Lima 10. Charlie. Tango 4 Alpha. Alpha 1. Vietnam Airlines 507.
Transgate 1152, gate 208 taxi via Yankee 15, Alpha 10, Tango 1, Echo, Juliet 7.
Gate 208 taxi via Yankee 15, Alpha 10, Tango 1, Echo, Juliet 7, Transgate 1152.
Okay, so this is Lima 16, Lima 16.
China Southern 339, at gate 15 Leonard, request pushback. China Southern 339, Bayonne ground, pushback and engine start approved.
Cabin crew
Face
seats
north.
for takeoff.
Pushback and engine start approved. Phase north, China Southern 339.
Okay, that's the flight attendant trying to talk to me.
China Southern
Hi, Captain. The cabin is now secure for takeoff.
Request
Okay,
pushback.
thank you. Have a good flight.
China Southern 6091, Bayonne ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face north. Pushback and engine start approved. Face north, China Southern 6091. Vietnam Airlines 507, hold position for traffic.
Opposite 1 for traffic, Vietnam
Quite
Airlines
laggy.
507.
Big airport with too many aircrafts.
Vietnam Airlines 507, continue taxi.
This must be Tango 4.
Continue taxi, Vietnam Airlines
Turn right
507.
to Tango 4.
China Southern 382 Heavy,
Left
gate
clear,
160 taxi via
right
Yankee 15,
clear.
Alpha 10, Tango 1, Bravo, Lima 15, Charlie.
Okay, Tango 4.
Over to gate 160 taxi by Yankee 15, Alpha 10, Tango 1, Bravo, Lima 15, Charlie, China Southern 382 Heavy. Hainan 7293, taxi for departure.
Alpha is the taxiway running parallel to the
Hainan
runway.
7293, runway 20 right taxi
Go
via
all the
Lima 4,
way.
Charlie, Tango 4, Alpha,
So
Alpha
turn
1.
left.
Runway 20 right via Lima 4, Charlie, Tango 4, Alpha, Alpha 1, Hainan 7293. Vietnam Airlines 507, hold position for traffic.
His Airbus taxi is quite fast
Opposite 1 for
with the
traffic,
idle power.
Vietnam Airlines 507.
Normally on arrival I turn one engine off
China Southern
and
3135
taxi
Heavy,
with one
at gate
engine still
158, request
goes
pushback
pretty
and
fast.
engine start.
Okay, so Alpha's coming up, we're turning left,
China Southern 3135
right
Heavy,
clear,
Bayonne ground, hold position for company
left
traffic.
clear.
I'll call you back.
I'm getting a bit of stutter in the PR.
Hold position, China Southern 3135 Heavy.
Doesn't happen all the time, but obviously like this airport.
China Southern 6091, taxi for departure.
Okay, turning left onto Alpha.
China Southern 6091, runway 20 right taxi via Lima 24, Lima 22, Alpha 1.
Alpha 1 is the
Runway 20
holding
right via
point
Lima 24,
furthest
Lima 22, Alpha
back,
1,
so
China Southern 6091.
this is Alpha 2. Next one should be Alpha 1.
China Southern 339, ready to taxi to the active. China
If
Southern
you're watching,
339, runway
make sure
20
you
right taxi
check.
via Charlie,
Otherwise,
Tango
I
4,
don't know
Alpha,
whether
Alpha
you're
1.
watching or not because I'm using VR.
Runway 20 right via Charlie, Tango 4,
Okay,
Alpha,
cool.
Alpha 1, China Southern
Okay.
339.
To turn right, Alpha 1.
Asiana 358, contact Bayonne Tower 118.1.
Okay,
Asiana 358, contact Bayonne Tower 118.1.
118.1, goodbye Asiana 358. Okay, let's turn some lights on.
Negative, tower on 118.1.
Yeah. 118.1, Asiana 358. Turn landing lights on. And we have to turn tax off. All good, auto brake is all set. We have to test this ECAM. Alright, all green. Transponder to TARA. Flap set. Spoilers armed. Let's talk to tower. Bayonne Tower, Asiana 358, holding point Alpha 1, runway 20 right, ready. We can also switch chart to the C.
Asiana 358, Bayonne Tower, runway 20 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 20 right, clear for takeoff, Asiana 358. So laggy. We'll do a long rolling start. Throttle to flex.
Air China 1340 Heavy, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
What?
Hold position. Air China 1340 Heavy. China Southern 6091.
Something
Holding
wrong
short.
with my throttle.
Runway 20 right.
China Southern
V1,
6091, runway 20 right. Line up
nearly.
and wait.
V1 rotate.
Line up and wait. Runway 20 right. China Southern 6091.
Put your brake, gear up.
Air China 1340 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Air China
This is
1340
like a
Heavy.
mess city near Hong Kong.
China Southern 6091, Bayonne Tower, runway 20 right, cleared for takeoff.
Okay, we can retract the flaps.
Runway 20 right. Cleared for takeoff.
Climb
China
descent.
Southern 6091.
We can also turn off the nose gear
Asiana
light.
358, contact Guangzhou departure 119.7.
119.7, Asiana 358. Guangzhou departure, Asiana 358. It's with you at 2200.
Asiana 358. Guangzhou departure. Identified. Climb to flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, Asiana 358. Okay, so set the this. One 190.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened whilst the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted
Guangzhou
at any
departure.
time.
China
This
Southern
includes
6091.
e-cigarettes.
Good
In
afternoon.
just a few moments, we will
1,600
commence
feet.
our in-flight service, offering you the chance to choose from our fresh
China Southern
selection available
6091.
today.
Guangzhou departure.
Full details
Good
can be
afternoon.
found in your
Identified.
in-flight
Climb
brochure.
to flight
You
level
can also purchase
190.
a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks
Climb
from
to
the bar.
flight level
We accept
190.
all major
China
credit and
Southern
debit cards.
6091.
If we can be of any further assistance, just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
China Southern 6302 Heavy. Contact Guangzhou Control 118.95. Center on 118.95. China Southern 6302 Heavy. Guangzhou departure. Air China 1340 heavy. 1,600 feet.
Okay, we're approaching 10,000, so
Air China
turn the landing
1340
lights
heavy.
off.
Guangzhou departure. Identified.
Also
Climb
have
flight
to
level
set the
160.
timing to
Climb to
standard.
flight level 160. Air China 1340 heavy.
1013. Can also turn the seatbelt sign off. We're above 10,000 feet, so we can speed up, but I'll just keep the speed low to climb faster. But we can probably speed up to maybe 270-ish. Oh my god, massive wave. This is like funny shaped seat, pretty much. Something must be wrong with the actual, doesn't match the chart. Now we can pretty much go over GG565 and head to GG566.
Vietnam Airlines 507. Guangzhou departure. Identified. Climb to flight level 150.
Okay, we can start rolling out
Flight
here.
level 150, Vietnam Airlines 507.
Right, we can also tell the flight computer to go straight to 566. Okay, and then that will draw a new line. Yes. Some tailwind, don't descend, continue climbing.
Guangzhou departure. Hainan 7293. 1,600 feet. Hainan 7293. Guangzhou departure. Good afternoon. Identified. Climb to flight level 150. Climb to flight level 150. Hainan 7293.
That's one tailwind from the left hand side.
AAR358. Contact Guangzhou Control 11.95.
118.995, AAR358. Guangzhou Control AAR358 out of flight level 170 for flight level 190.
AAR358, Guangzhou Control, good afternoon, identified, climb to flight level 371.
Climb flight level 371, AAR358. I think in China they use meters, so ATC should be talking to me in meters, which translate into this 100 feet. That's where we have flight level 371. If we turn this on, yeah. So in real life they will be saying meters above whatever. Anyways, since we got the clearance to the climb altitude, I'll just turn the autopilot on so I can be a little bit lazy, and I'll switch to monitor. To be manageable is for this one. Yeah, but you gotta have a dog. Okay, so everything's good. Let me switch to monitor. Sometimes it bugs out and my simulator crashes. Okay, let's try that again.
Guangzhou Control, Shenzhen Air 8237, flight level 130.
Okay,
Shenzhen Air 8237. Guangzhou Control. Good afternoon. Identified. Climb to flight level 311.
Climb to flight level 311, Shenzhen Air 8237. Guangzhou Control, China Southern 336 Heavy. Good afternoon. Flight level 283.
China Southern 336 Heavy. Guangzhou Control. Identified.
and sometimes I try to stream the flight and my simulator crashes. So to save some time, I'm gonna
Shenzhen Air
change my
9862.
simulate
Contact
to
Guangzhou approach 126.55.
double the speed.
Contact Guangzhou approach 126.55, Shenzhen Air 9862.
Transjade 1116. Radar vectors. ILS Zulu runway 20 left. Report ready for descent.
Radar vectors.
Okay, oh my
ILS
god.
Zulu runway 20 left.
Hope it doesn't
Ready for
crash.
descent. Transjade 1116.
Sometimes I get strong wind and then the
Transjade
airplane gets
1116.
out of
Bayonne
control.
landing runway 20 left.
Oh,
Landing
look,
runway
oh
20
my god.
left. Transjade 1116.
Transjade 1116. Descend to flight level 220.
There goes my
Descend to flight
flight
level
score.
220.
I
Transjade
think I lose like 7
1116.
points for banking more than 30 degrees. When I play without streaming, I don't have any issues. So it's weird. 'Cause like when I stream, my CPU usage is only like 2%, but I don't know what's causing the issue.
China Southern 336 Heavy. Turn left. Heading 335. Vectors for the approach.
Turn left. Heading 335. China Southern 336 Heavy.
For some reason my simulator is like really struggling.
China Southern 336 Heavy. Descend to 7,000 feet. QNH 1006.
Descend to 7,000 feet. QNH 1006. China Southern 336 Heavy.
Guangzhou Control, China Southern 3874, flight level 321. China Southern 3874, Guangzhou Control, identified. Shenzhen Air 9937, contact Nanchang Control 120.5.
Center on 120.5, Shenzhen 9937, bye-bye.
Guangzhou Control, 12592, good afternoon, flight level 130.
Wuhan 2592, Guangzhou Control, good afternoon, radar contact, climb to flight level 321.
Climb to flight level 321, 12592.
Transjade 1056, contact Guangzhou approach 126.55.
Contact Guangzhou approach 126.55, Transjade 1056. Guangzhou Control, China Eastern 5260, flight level 132.
Transjade 1116, turn left, heading 065, vectors for the approach.
Turn left, heading 065, Transjade 1116.
China Eastern 5260, Guangzhou Control, identified, climb to flight level 310.
Climb to flight level 310, China Eastern 5260.
Transjade 1116, descend to 6,000 feet, QNH 1006.
Descend to 6,000 feet, QNH 1006, Transjade 1116.
China Southern 3607, contact Guangzhou approach 126.55.
Contact Guangzhou approach 126.55, China Southern 3607.
China Southern 3874, Guangzhou Control, expect all path 8, runway 20 left. Expect all path 8, runway 20 left, China Southern 3874.
Guangzhou Control, China Southern 3821, flight level 331.
China Southern 3821, Guangzhou Control, identified. China Southern 6274, contact Nanchang Control 120.5, have a good afternoon.
Center on 120.5, China Southern 6274.
Transjade 1150, contact Guangzhou approach 126.55.
Contact Guangzhou approach 126.55, Transjade 1150.
China Southern 6302 Heavy, contact Nanchang Control 120.5.
Center on 120.5, China Southern 6302 Heavy, bye-bye.
China Southern 3874, all path 8, runway 20 left. Report ready for descent. All path 8, runway 20 left, ready for descent. China Southern 3874. China Southern 3874, descend to 5,900 feet, QNH1006. Descend to 5,900 feet, China Southern 3874. China Southern 3821, Guangzhou Control, expect all path 8, runway 20 left.
Expect all path 8, runway 20 left, China Southern 3821.
Shenzhen Air 8237, contact Hong Kong radar 125.8.
Center on 125.8. Shenzhen Air 8237. Have a good afternoon.
China Southern 336 Heavy, contact Guangzhou approach 126.55.
Contact Guangzhou approach 126.55. China Southern 336 Heavy.
China Southern 3676, radar vectors, ILS Zulu runway 20 left. Report ready for descent. Radar vectors, ILS Zulu runway 20 left, ready for descent. China Southern 3676. China Southern 3676, Bayonne Airport landing runway 20 left. Bayonne Airport, landing runway 20 left, China Southern 3676. China Southern 3676, turn right, heading 305, descend to flight level 291, vectors for the approach. Turn right, heading 305, descend to flight level 291, China Southern 3676. China Southern 3821, all path 8, runway 20 left. Report ready for descent.
All path 8, runway 20 left, ready for descent, China Southern 3821.
China Southern 3821, descend to 5,900 feet, QNH1006.
Descend to 5,900 feet, China Southern 3821.
Transj 1116, contact Guangzhou approach 126.55.
Contact Guangzhou approach 126.55. Transj 1116.
China Southern 3676, descend to 7,000 feet, QNH1006. Descend to 7,000 feet, QNH1006, China Southern 3676. Shenzhen Air 9527, contact Nanchang Control 120.5.
Center on 120.5. Shenzhen Air 9527.
Guangzhou Control, Shenzhen Air 8297, flight level 320.
Shenzhen Air 8297, Guangzhou Control, radar contact.
Guangzhou Control, China Southern 6740. Good afternoon. Climbing flight level 120 for flight level 150.
China Southern 6740, Guangzhou Control, radar contact, climb to flight level 291.
Climb to flight level 2901, China Southern 6740.
China Southern 6464. Contact Guangzhou approach 126.55.
Contact Guangzhou approach 126.55. China Southern 6464.
China Southern 8316. Turn left, heading 050. Climb to flight level 311.
Turn left, heading 050, climb to flight level 311, China Southern 8316.
China Southern 8316. Turn left, heading 050.
Turn left, heading 050, China Southern 8316.
China Southern 8316. Turn left, heading 050. Descend to 6,000 feet. QNH1006.
Turn left, heading 050, descend to 6,000 feet. QNH1006, China Southern 8316.
China Southern 3507. Contact Nanchang Control 120.5.
Contact Nanchang Control 120.5, China Southern 3507.
Guangzhou Control, China Southern 339. Good afternoon. Crossing flight level 19er, 6 for flight level 170.
China Southern 339. Guangzhou Control, identified. Climb to flight level 331.
Climb to flight level 331, China Southern 339.
Vietjet 948. Contact Hong Kong radar 125.8.
Contact Hong Kong radar 125.8, Vietjet 948. Guangzhou Control, Air China 1340 Heavy, good afternoon. Climbing flight level 135 for flight level 160 direct Baghdad.
Air China 1340 Heavy. Guangzhou Control, radar contact. Climb to flight level 327.
Climb to flight level 327, Air China 1340 Heavy.
Guangzhou Control, Xiamen Air AAR358. Good afternoon. Descending flight level 203 for flight level 160.
Xiamen Air 8388. Guangzhou Control, identified. Climb to flight level 311.
Climb to flight level 311, Xiamen Air 8388.
Guangzhou Control, China Southern 3878, flight level 301.
China Southern 3878. Guangzhou Control, radar contact. Asiana 358. Contact Nanchang Control 120.5. Bye-bye.
Center on 120.5 and Shauna 358. Have a good afternoon. Nanchang Control, and Shauna 358. Good afternoon. Flight level 371.
Asiana 358. Nanchang Control, radar contact. Shanghai Air 9315 Heavy. Contact Guangzhou Control 118.95. Center on 118.95. Shanghai Air 9315 Heavy. Have a good afternoon.
Launch control, China Eastern 5260, flight level 299er.
China Eastern 5260. Launch control. Identified. Shenzhen Air 9672. Contact Guangzhou Control 118.95. Bye-bye.
Contact Guangzhou Control 118.95, Shenzhen Air 9672. Have a good afternoon.
China Southern 3511. Contact Guangzhou Control 118.95.
Center on 118.95, China Southern 3511. Bye-bye.
Nanchang Control, Vietjet 948. Good afternoon. Flight level 311.
Vietjet 948. Launch on control. Radar contact.
Wow, the traffic. Oh, looks cool.
Fear of conflict.
Non-Chong Control, Diamond Air 8325, flight level 301.
Xiamen Air 8325, Nongchong Control, identified. China Eastern 5237. Contact Guangzhou Control 118.905.
Contact Guangzhou Control 118.905. China Eastern 5237.
Non-Chong Control, China Southern 339, flight level 331.
China Southern 339, Nongchong Control, radar contact. Chong Control, China Southern 6467, flight level 321.
Hey Amy, how are you?
China Southern 6467, Chong Control, identified.
Yeah, I'm good. Are you still flying? Did you change school or did you stop flying? Okay, but you're still flying at a different flight school.
Shanghai Air 9351, contact Guangzhou Control 118.95. Contact Guangzhou Control 118.95, Shanghai Air 9351. Xiamen Air 8138, Chong Control, expect inventory Lima, runway 21. Expect inventory Lima, runway 21, Xiamen Air 8138. China Eastern 2962, Chong Control, expect dispatch 81 Alpha, runway 21. Expect dispatch 81 Alpha, runway 21, China Eastern 2962. China Eastern 2962, dispatch 81 Alpha, runway 21. Report ready for descent. Dispatch 81 Alpha, runway 21, ready for descent, China Eastern 2962. China Eastern 2962, descend to 7,900 feet. Descend to 7,900 feet, China Eastern 2962. Chong Control, Hainan 7656, flight level 341. Hainan 7656, Chong Control, radar contact.
you're watching, please say hi, so I know.
Sherman Air 8138, Inventory Lima, runway 21. Report ready for descent.
If you look at the telemetry on the top of the
Inventory
screen,
Lima, runway 21, ready for descent. Sherman Air
my
8138.
ETA is 11:52 Zulu and current time is 10:46 Zulu, so in about an
Descent to
hour
flight level
I should be
140,
arriving
Sherman Air
with a
8138.
time compression, another half an hour. Seems like it's gonna take longer than maybe that 1 hour difference is the real time. So it's gonna take another hour for me to get too close to Incheon. Looks like I'm about halfway through.
China Southern 6302 Heavy. Contact Wuhan Control 118.9.
Contact Wuhan Control 118.9. China Southern 6302 Heavy. Have a good afternoon.
Yeah, big city in front of us is Shanghai. Massive tailwind, 110 knots. Nice. We get there faster. Look at the ground speed, 510 knots. Wish I had that on the
Shenzhen Air
Python.
9937, Nanchang Control, expect LNAC 52, runway 07.
Expect LNAC 52, runway 07, Shenzhen Air 9937.
Airspring 8502, contact Ningbo approach 125.45.
Contact Ningbo approach 125.45. Airspring 8502.
China Southern 6274, Nanchang Control, expect over 81, runway 22.
Expect over 81, runway 22, China Southern 6274.
Shenzhen Air 9937, LX 52, runway 07. Report ready for descent.
LX 52, runway 07, ready for descent. Shenzhen Air 9937.
Shenzhen Air 9937, descend to flight level 120.
Descend to flight level 120. Shenzhen Air 9937.
China Southern 6274, descend to flight level 250.
Descend to flight level 250, China Southern 6274.
Incheon at 358, contact Incheon Control 125.45. Have a good afternoon.
Center on 125.45, Incheon at 358. Incheon Control, Incheon at 358, flight level 371.
RKSI358 인치원 컨트롤 레이더 컨택트. 739. 컨택트 저조 어프로치 11 라이너 데서멜 225.
Contact Jeju approach 119.225. Long air 8939.
신당 76A3. 컨택트 솔 어프로치 121 데서멜 35.
Contact Seoul approach 121.35, Shandong 7683.
신당 A003. 클리어드 디렉트 가네브. 리소몬 내버게이션.
Roger. We'll head direct Ganab and resume all navigation. Shandong 8003. Thanks.
신당 A003. 디센드 투 플라잇 레벨 2 901.
Descend to flight level 291. Shandong 8003.
신당 A003. 디센드 2A 1000 피트. QNH1016.
Descend to 8,000 feet. QNH1016. Shandong 8003.
We just overflew the Jeju Island and approaching the mainland of South Korea.
에어 저펜 933 헤비. 컨택트 난창 컨트롤 120 데서멜 5. 바이바이.
Center 110.5 Air Japan 933 Heavy. Bye bye.
Man, some of the foreign accent they reproduce is so funny. This ATC is provided by the program called Beyond ATC.
Incheon Control, China Eastern 5051, flight level 290.
China Eastern 5051, Incheon Control, identify.
Incheon Control, Shanghai Air 821, flight level 300.
Shanghai Air 821, Incheon Control, identify.
인천 컨트롤, 저조에어 1103, 고드 이브닝, 플라이트 레벨 300.
저조 에어 1103, 인치형 컨트롤, 레이더 컨택트. 저조 에어 1103 레이더 벡터즈 ILS 런웨이 트리라인 리포트 레디 포 디센트
레이더 벡터즈 ILS 런웨이 트리라인 레디 포 디센트 저조에어 1103
저조 에어 1103 인천 랜딩 런웨이 트리라인
인천 랜딩 런웨이 트리라인 저조에어 1103
저조 에어 1103 턴 레프트 헤딩 290 벡터즈 포더 어프로치
턴 레프트 헤딩 290 저조에어 1103
저조 에어 1103 턴 레프트 헤딩 290 디센드 25,400 피트 QNH1016
턴 레프트 헤딩 290 디센드 25,400 피트 QNH1016 저조에어 1103
아시아에너 358 인천 컨트롤 익스펙트 올맨 투 에코 런웨이 트리 포어 레프트 아시아에너 358 인천 컨트롤 익스펙트 올맨 투 에코 런웨이 트리 포어 레프트 아시아에너 358 인천 컨트롤 아시아에너 A995 인천 컨트롤 익스펙트 도톨 투 파퍼 런웨이 07 익스펙트 도톨 투 파퍼 런웨이 07 아시아에너 A995 아시아에너 358 올맨 투 에코 런웨이 트리 포어 레프트 리포트 레디 포 디센트 아시아에너 358 디센드 투 플라이 레벨 320
Descent to flight level 320, Astronaut 358.
차이나 이스턴 5051 레이더 벡터즈 ILS 런웨이 34 레프트 리포트 레디 포 디센트
Radar vector. ILS runway 34 left. Ready for descent. China Eastern 5051.
차이나 이스턴 5051 인천 에어포트 랜딩 런웨이 34 레프트
Incheon Airport. Landing runway 34 left. China Eastern 5051.
신당 A003 컨택트 솔 어프로치 121 데시멀 35
Contact full approach 121.35. Shandong 8003.
아시아에너 358 디센드 투 플라잇 레벨 2A0
Okay, since we are approaching Incheon,
Flight level 280 and Toronto 358.
I'm gonna switch back to the VR.
아시아에너 A995 도톨 투 파퍼 런웨이 07 리포트 레디 40센트
Okay.
도톨 투 파퍼 런웨이 07 레디 40센트 아시아에너 A995 아시아에너 A995
I already had a
QNH1014 디센드 29,000 피트 아시아에너 A995
Okay, I switch back to the normal speed.
컨택트 솔 어프로치
예.
125 데시멜 15
What's our approach?
컨택트 솔 어프로치 125 데시멜 15 진 에어 528
Okay, augment to echo, augment to echo, 34 left.
아시아에너
Let me.
컨택트 솔 어프로치 119 데시멜 75
Okay, so our arrival is
Contact Seoul approach 119 at decimal 75 and Toronto 358.
34 left. Augment to
Seoul approach
echo,
Toronto 358. Flight
star.
level 345 with the numbers.
augment to echo.
아시아에너 358 솔 어프로치 QNH1016 expect to ILS runway 3
Okay, so I changed the flight computer and
QN H1016, expect the ILS runway 34 left with the uphill transition. And Toronto 358.
아시아에너 358 descend to
so we
flight
are
level
expecting
200
34 left. Let's have a look.
Descend to flight level 200 and Toronto 358.
34 left. And let's look at the star. The star, you meant to fly all this zigzag pattern, but normally the ATC would clear you from, say, this point to direct MPIL, and like it's pretty much a straight approach, but because they made the star like this zigzag pattern, I think it's just to allow for the traffic when they get really busy. You're gonna make some airplane do the pattern, but like I've seen the live data, listen to the actual ATC, they hardly do this pattern. You just fly from Oman, they'll give you instruction to fly direct to like the final approach point, which is let's look at the approach chart. Yeah, see cargo, this point here. So when you fly from, when you go past Oman, they'll give you a level descent, and then they will say after a little bit they will say clear direct cargo, and you just land straight away. But this computer just flies the assigned star pattern all the time, and because I got back to the simulator too late, I was gonna change all the flight plan and just ignore the ATC for a bit, but I think it's too late for that because I'm flying too high. I'm still I'm way too high compared to the just a normal star, so I'll just descend as fast as I can, but I think I'll still have to fly the whole zigzag pattern. Anyways, that's not normally what happens around Incheon airport. The airport is our like our 10 o'clock position. Actually, yeah, we can't see it from here, but it's like 10 o'clock position.
Descend to 7,000 feet. QN H1016, H runner 358.
By the way, Incheon is my hometown. Yeah, we are flying above the Incheon CBD. The two runway you see at 1 o'clock, that's Gimpo Airport, the old international airport Korea had. Now they just mainly use it for domestic flights. I had clearance to descend to 7,000, but I'll just descend to 10,000 because I'm flying too high, too fast. So you can't fly faster than 250 knots under 10,000 feet. So I'll just, hey, you can see the runways of Incheon Airport. Yeah. They have 4 runways. One runway for arrival, one runway for departure on either side of the terminal. I think they use the western side for like departures or arrivals from China side, and eastern one from like a Japanese side. Yeah, I should be at 7,000
Good evening. 9,900 feet. We have
at the end of the star. I'm descending like crazy. 1016 QNH 1016. Transition altitude in Korea is 14,000. So let's set the altimeter 1016, the backup one 1016, and the metric one. Okay, 1016. See, I'm flying too fast to stay inside the pattern. Okay, now aircraft is slowing down to 250 knots. I'll just go manual speed mode because 250 is still too fast. I'll just slow down to say 215 because our first flap speed limit is 220. So I'll just fly slightly under that, 215. I'll just level out for a bit until I can slow down to 215. One thing Airbus is not so good at is slowing down. They have a too strong engine. See, I already have a speed brake out. Okay, my speed is there, so I'll take the first stage of flap, speed check, and then I retract the speed brake and let's go down to 7,000. I don't know what is that runway right ahead of me. That must be Seoul, the Air Force, the one the Air Force use, or the Korean presidential flight that use that airport.
Cabin crew must now be seated for landing. Thank you.
Okay, the seat speed is 210, so we slow down to 210. My next flap speed, I can't see anything because it's too dark. Yep, if you see here, VFE for flaps 2 is 200. I should be able to get to 7,000 by MPIL. Those who want to become an airline pilot, get to fly an Airbus. Boeing is so shit compared to Airbus. Airbus, you can be so lazy, and it's so easy to fly compared to a Boeing. Boeing is too much of an old school. You have to like be crazy with the yoke, back and forth and shit. Whereas Airbus, cleared direct MPIL, cross MPIL at above 7,000, cleared ILS 34 left, Asiana 358. Yeah, when you fly an Airbus manually, you don't really have to touch that side stick. Like, you don't do any crazy shit. Like Boeing, you watch the videos of the real people flying the aircraft, you know, they shake the yoke back and forth and sideways like crazy. You never do that on an Airbus. Airbus is all about being small inputs, being smooth. I think 34 left is the leftmost runway, but because we are at, flying this seat, I think it's I have to fly kind of manually for a bit because I was too busy talking. Forgot to update the flight computer, but I'm pretty sure the runway ahead of us is 33 right and 33 left, and 34 right, 34 left is on the left hand side. So yeah, I'll disconnect the autopilot and I'm gonna switch back to the left hand side. I can turn on. Let's slow down to 160 knots. We're on the glide slope already, so we can reduce the rate of descent. See how it's not slowing down at all? The engine's at idle, but I have to engage the speed brake to slow down further. I'll just stay on the glide slope for a bit and worry about the localizer a bit later on. I need to slow down first. Okay, speed check, flaps 2. Probably we check the speed brake, just arm for the landing also. We need to turn the seatbelt sign on and set the auto brake on lower setting.
All aircraft be advised information 차오리 now current QNH1017.
Okay, 1017.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrests
Okay,
down
we're
and
about
window
12
blinds
miles
open.
out.
You now need to be seated with your
I
seatbelt
used to
fastened,
load the
ready for
landing
landing.
gear just
Please
about
help us
now,
by handing
and
in
then I
any
watched
rubbish,
some videos.
newspapers or magazines
The airline
that you do
pilots,
not want to keep.
I
The
think
toilets
they
are no longer in
put it
service.
off like
Thank
till
you.
the last moment, maybe just to save fuel. So I'll just keep flying until like another 4-5 miles. So when I'm about 6-7 miles out, I'll lower the landing gear. I think normal aircraft do about 180-ish until this point.
Contact Incheon Tower 118 LA. Bye bye.
118.8, Asiana 358. Okay, so just got handed off to tower. Incheon Tower, Asiana 358, ILS 34 left.
아시아에너 358 인치원 타워 윈드 330 런웨이 34 레프트 클리어드 트렌드
Runway 34 left, clear to land, Asiana 358. Okay, we're 8 miles out, so I'll lower the landing gear.
Philippine 469 Heavy, ready for departure.
I'm just
Runway 34 right.
to left.
필리핀 469 헤비 인치원 타워
And we can change the speed to managed.
런웨이 34 라인 클리어드 고 테이크오프
Speed check 185, so
Runway 34
flaps
right,
3
cleared for takeoff. Philippine 469 Heavy.
and flaps 4. Okay, so aircraft is in landing configuration. I can turn the nose gear lights on in these two, and now I just have to concentrate on flying. We got a crosswind from right hand side, 11 knots. Yeah, I used to fly Boeing's 737s all the time. But since I've flown this, I just fell in love with it. It feels like a modern machine, not bloody machine from 60s. I'm sure like 787s or 777s are close to Airbus, but because I think Boeing still fly the same way, whether it's fly-by-wire or not. I should be working for an Airbus sales rep or something. Okay, now I've lined up, everything looks good. I'm on the
필리핀 469
established
헤비
on the localizer, glide slope.
Contact Seoul departure 121.4, Philippine 469 Heavy.
1000.
I just had to compensate for that crosswind. Or yeah, this happens when you get close to the airport, just to load everything up, get like a screen freeze for like 1 or 2 seconds. Our wind direction changed. It's pretty much straight ahead of me.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, retard.
Not a bad landing, huh? I wish I could land. Like, my landing's a lot better on Airbus than a Warrior.
아시아에너 358
Disengage the
exit next
autoplay.
available taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway, Asiana 358. I should turn right.
아시아에너 358 컨택트 그라운드 121.7 바이바이.
121.7 Asiana 358. Okay, I'll just stop here. Turn the landing light off. I think I can keep that on. Change it to taxi light. We can turn off the strobe. I can start the APU. 1, 2, 3. And I can turn off the engine too. Turn on the electric pump on. Retract the flaps. Disarm the spoiler. And we can switch the transponder to TA. And let's contact the ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will
Incheon
shortly
ground
be leaving
Asiana
their seats to perform
358. Request
safety-related
text to
duties.
assign gate.
However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls, or internet access may now be used. Please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket,
Gate
underneath the
11,
seat,
taxi
and in the
via
overhead
Papa
lockers.
Tango, hold short,
Do
runway
take care
34 right,
opening the
Asiana
overhead lockers,
358.
as items may have moved during flight. Smoking is not
Okay,
permitted
so
until you
Tango's
reach a designated
second,
smoking area.
third,
On behalf of the
our
captain
third
and the
left.
crew,
So
it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your journey.
컨택트 타워 118.8
taxi this
코리안
way
에어
for a bit.
719 Have a good evening.
Have a good evening. I'm sure Koreans speak better than that. But the accent is so exaggerated. probably out of all the Asian accent, I mean, Japanese accent maybe, but it's also very exaggerated. I think English accent for Chinese people is pretty spot on. I noticed a lot of air traffic controllers in Korea are ladies. Okay, we're taxiing on Papa. Next exit is Papa 3, and we're gonna turn on the one after, which is Tango. Flying in the nighttime is so good. Everything looks so like much more beautiful than during daytime. Pity I didn't get to fly during the nighttime in real life. Okay, taxiway Tango is coming up. Slow down before we turn. I don't know how fast we can cross the runway, but I'll contact ground. Asiana 358 holding short runway 34 left, 34 right, correction.
아시아에너 358 크로스 런웨이 3 4 라이드 탱고 컨티뉴 택시 바이어 탱고 마이크 7 로미오 7 로미오 4 로미오 1
What? Cross. Why is it beeping? Not letting me. Cross runway 34 right at Tango, continue taxi via Tango, Mike 7, Romeo 7, Romeo 4, Romeo 1, Asiana 358. It's not letting me speak to them. I'll just press this button. Mike 7.
Cross runway 34 right at Tango. Continue taxi via Tango, Mike 7, Romeo 7, Romeo 4, Romeo 1, Asiana 358.
I don't even know where this gate 11 is. I have to look at the parking charts, but I think I'm on Mike 7. Romeo 7 is straight ahead. Romeo 1 is right at the end, so probably on the other side of the terminal 1, I think it is. Let's try to look at the parking chart while taxiing. This is when co-pilot become handy, but hopefully I can manage it. There's a parking charts. I think they have like 3 parking charts for the airport. Hold on. Yeah, here. Found it. Parking stand 1, start. Parking stands
진에어 916
8.34.
게이트 36 택시 바이어 파퍼 7 파퍼
Cargo
파퍼 9
apron.
홀드
I
슈어트
think it'll be
런웨이
the
3
first one.
4 라인
Let's have a look.
게이트 36 바이어
Yeah,
파퍼
it's this
7
chart.
파퍼
Should have.
파퍼 9 홀드 슈어트 런웨이
Yeah,
3
11's
4
on here.
진에어 916
I'm taxiing here, so that's straightforward. See, this is pretty much idle speed with one engine, taxiing quite fast still. Okay, so we're passing Romeo 7, pretty much right at the end.
진에어 나이너 16, 크로스 런웨이 3, 포어 라이드 파퍼 나이너, 컨티뉴 택시 바이어 파퍼 나이너, 마이건 3, 로미오 포어. 크로스
think I
런웨이
have to
3,
turn
포어
right
라이드
here.
파퍼 나이너, 컨티뉴 택시 바이어 파퍼 나이너, 마이건 3, 로미오 포어, 진에어 나이너 16.
One 7. Okay, 1 6. Alright, we're near our gate, so I'll turn off the nose gear lights off. 1 4, 1 2, 1 1. Which one is 1 1? 1 1. Ah, 1 1 is there. I have to turn here. One one it is. Alright, I think that's close enough. Parking brake on. And we can turn off the engine. 1. We gotta watch this N1 go below 5%.
Cabin crew disarm doors.
And then I can turn the beacon light off. Yep. Beacon light is off. And then I can turn on the APU bleed, turn off the hydraulic pump. Seatbelt signs off. And okay, so start deboarding. If you look at this number, I had 112 passengers on, 1.6 tons of cargo, and this will start going down.
진에어 069 헤비, 인천 그라운드, 포시백 어프루브드, 페이스 사우스웨스트. 포시백 어프루브드, 페이스 사우스웨스트, 진에어
This number
069 헤비.
starts to go down, and center of gravity moves as well. Let's look at the outside. I mean, you can't see anything. Probably buy another add-on to which will show the trucks that's carrying cargo and stuff. beautiful airport. What? Cargo's already unloaded? That was fast. Anyway, that's the end of the flight. Hope you enjoyed it. Next time if you're watching it, please say hi, keep me a company. I'm really good at talking to myself, but obviously it would be nice if someone keeps me a company and chat while I'm flying. Okay, anyway, see you next time. I'll turn off the VR.
진에어 069 헤비 런웨이 3 4라이 택시 바이어 로미오 12 마이크 12 노벤버 시에러 런웨이 3 4라이 택시 바이어 로미오 12 마이크 12 노벤버 시에러
Hey, who's watching?
진에어 069
Say hi.
헤비